So as again I said, this is my basic lettering drills worksheet that I've created for to give you a start on why drills are so important, because you get a better understanding of when you're doing brush lettering on developing pen control, which is also important to lettering, and also you get familiar with your pressure points. Whether, for example, you're going up, you create thinner strokes, as whereas if you were to go down with your pen, you have thicker strokes. And I'll explain more in that in detail. And you also can find this information available to you on my web page if you haven't already. So here I'm using the Tombow Fudenosuke. I think I've said it correctly. I'm not sure, but this is it comes in a black body. This is one of my favorite tools that I started with when I started my lettering journey, and it really helped me develop pen control, because I'm a very heavy-handed. If you haven't read about that, also that I put out there on my webpage, that when I started, it was hard for me to get comfortable and used to learning how to do brush lettering, because it's so naturally for me to press hard when I write my regular writing. But when I got to learn hand lettering, I developed a better understanding when I use a brush print like this one here, the Tombow Fudenosuke, is that, as I said again, when you go up, you make thin strokes with applying no pressure at a relaxed hand, whereas you go down and you do apply pressure because you want your thicker strokes. So let's get started here. So this stroke here is the entrance stroke. This stroke is when you first to start, when you're connecting letters, if that makes any sense. You want to do the entry stroke. Typically you find it each time when you start a new letter, you're gonna go up in a thin stroke. So the name of this stroke is called the entry stroke. So I show you here. I'm holding my pen like I normally hold my pens. If it's comfortable for you to hold your pen like you naturally as you write, I would advise you to do that, because this is what's comfortable to me and this is how I normally write. But the only difference in me doing lettering is I know when to apply pressure and when not. So with the entry stroke, you have no pressure as you're going in an upward curve direction. So you start with your tip at the end of the baseline and you end right at the waistline. So from the bottom of the baseline going up with a stroke, you have a thin stroke. And it comes uncomfortable at first, but once you get used to it, you become more aware of the difference of doing upstroke versus downstrokes. Again, no pressure. It's comfortable in my position. If it helps any better, you can do at a 45-degree angle where you're holding your pencil, whereas if you were writing, handwriting, that's your standing writing position for some people, but typical for the lettering calligraphy community, it is advised that you hold your pen at a 45-degree angle. So starting at the baseline again, you're going to go from your tip, no pressure, and just go up. Same again, baseline to waistline, no pressure, going up. No pressure, going up. And there you have it for the entrance stroke. On to the next one.